There is a kind of strength that returns in the quiet, not the kind forged by pushing harder, but the kind that rises slowly from within. It doesn't come from clenching your jaw, grinding through pain, or adding one more rep. It comes in stillness, in breath, in sleep. Yes, strength lives in movement, but it is born in recovery. And for those over 60 who feel their legs growing weaker, whose knees creak at stairs, who rise from chairs more slowly than they used to, who notice a quiet tremble when standing too long, the answer is not always to do more. Sometimes it is to restore what's been lost. Not just muscle, but minerals. Not just tone, but trust. Trust that the body can rebuild, even now, even at night. And that restoration begins not in the morning with coffee or stretches, but in the hour before bed. That sacred hour when the body begins to listen, when your nervous system softens, when your blood starts shifting inward, preparing to repair. Tonight, I'll share with you 3 vitamins, simple, natural, and quietly powerful. No loud promises, no gimmicks, just nutrients your body already recognizes, already craves. These aren't trendy powders or synthetic blends. They are deeply studied, time-tested, and biologically essential. They work with your hormones, your bones, your muscles, especially in the twilight years when reserves run low and absorption becomes harder. And here's what's remarkable. They don't require a full workout plan. They don't depend on discipline. All they need is a moment of presence before bed. And a willingness to receive, because healing doesn't always come with fanfare. Sometimes it comes in the soft hours, when you rest your head, when your body exhales, when your cells finally have space to repair what the day wore down. This isn't theory, this is biology. And biology, when understood, becomes a kind of grace. So let's begin, not with pressure, but with permission, to believe in strength that returns, even while you sleep. Firstly, vitamin D3. If there is one nutrient that almost every elder is missing, it is D3. Not just for bones, but for muscle recovery, mood, and balance. Vitamin D3 helps regulate calcium, repair muscle fibers, and improve coordination. It is especially critical for leg strength. But after 60, your skin produces far less from sunlight, and low D3 levels have been directly linked to falls, fractures, and leg weakness. What most don't realize, D3 works best when taken at night in small doses, with a little fat to help absorption. Think a spoon of almond butter, a few walnuts, or a small cube of cheese. Because sleep is when the body heals, and D3 tells your muscles, rebuild, you are safe now. I remember a man named Harold, 76 years old. He walked into my clinic with a cane, not because his bones were brittle, but because his muscles no longer responded with confidence. Some days, he said, I feel like my legs aren't part of me. We checked his labs. His vitamin D levels were barely registering. We started him on 2000 IU of vitamin D3 at night, alongside a teaspoon of almond butter, just a small bite of nourishment. In 3 weeks, his cane became optional. By 6 weeks, he left it behind. It's not just my legs, he told me later. It's my spirit. I don't hesitate anymore. This is not magic. It's biology. Your body is wired for strength, but it needs raw materials to do its work. And D3 is not just a vitamin. It is light, bottled, bioavailable light, given back to the body when the sun has gone down. This is especially important for those who don't go outdoors much, or those who live in colder climates. At night, D3 whispers to your muscles, you're not forgotten, you're still needed. Secondly, magnesium. Magnesium is the quiet hero of muscle health. It supports relaxation, lowers inflammation, and allows your legs to truly rest. Not just be still, but restore. Without enough magnesium, your muscles remain tense through the night. This leads to restless legs, cramps, and poor recovery. I once worked with a woman named Grace, 82, sharp as a pin, but always tired. She complained of heavy legs, not pain, but resistance, as if her own body didn't want to move. We added magnesium glycinate to her evening routine, a simple cup of tea laced with 200 milligrams, nothing more. Within a week, her sleep improved, and not long after, her steps did too. She told me, "I didn't realize how tightly I was holding everything until I finally let go." Magnesium doesn't push, it invites. It tells your blood to flow, your nerves to soften, your muscles to breathe. It is not a sedative, it is permission. And the right form matters. Many seniors try magnesium oxide, cheap, harsh, and poorly absorbed, but glycinate or threonate, those are keys, not locks. Taken before bed, they become a bridge between tension and trust, between chaos and calm, between aging and healing. The body will always do what it can, but it needs the signal to begin. And that signal can be as quiet as a mineral in a cup of tea. And lastly, vitamin B12. Leg strength is not just physical, it's electrical. And B12 is the wire that carries the signal. It supports nerve function, helps form red blood cells, and is crucial for balance and movement. After 60, B12 absorption drops sharply, and for many seniors, low B12 feels like leg weakness, but it's actually poor nerve transmission. I remember Evelyn, 79, once a dancer, now afraid of curbs and uneven sidewalks. She wasn't weak, she was unsure. Her legs didn't always respond the way she expected. We checked her B12 and found it low. We didn't start her on anything extreme, just 1,000 micrograms methylcobalamin lozenge each night. And a month later, she said something I'll never forget. "My legs feel awake again." B12 is not just a vitamin, it is the electricity of motion. It wraps around nerves like insulation, ensuring signals move clearly from brain to body. When it runs low, the system shorts out. You don't feel tired, you feel disconnected, and the damage can be slow, silent, and easy to misdiagnose. That's why sublingual B12 is powerful. It bypasses the gut, dissolving under the tongue, entering the bloodstream gently but directly. It's especially helpful for those taking metformin, proton pump inhibitors, or any medication that interferes with nutrient absorption. Think of it as restoring signal strength to your body's internal radio. And the song it plays is movement. How they work together. You ask. You might wonder, why these three? Why not iron, or calcium, or CoQ10? The answer is synergy. Vitamin D3 strengthens muscle fibers and regulates calcium for contraction. Magnesium relaxes those same muscles, prevents cramps, and lowers stress hormones that damage tissue. And B12, it connects the system, nerves, blood, energy, the wiring. Together, they create a nightly blueprint for rebuilding. D3 lays the structural integrity. Magnesium ensures flexibility and rest. B12 powers the signal to coordinate it all. It's like building a bridge. D3 is the concrete, magnesium is the suspension cables, B12 is the engineer communicating between towers. Without one, the bridge fails. With all three, you move with confidence again. There was a guy, Thomas was 72. Former runner, proud grandfather, but lately he feared walking down hills. "Something feels off," he said, "like my legs don't hear me. We tested everything, nothing severe, just subtle depletion. A nightly trio, D3, magnesium, B12, over 8 weeks. He came back with a smile and said, "It's like my feet are talking to my knees again." There was Lila, 81, was quiet, not frail, but withdrawn. Her family said she used to love gardening, but had stopped. She described her legs as heavy vines. Strong, she said, but tangled. We gave her a bedtime ritual, a warm broth, her vitamins, a chair by the window. 3 weeks later, her son sent a photo. Lila pruning basil in the sunlight. These changes don't require force, they require rhythm, presence, and the right kind of support. Because healing doesn't happen in one moment, it happens in many, repeated gently until the body remembers who it is. It's easy to think more is better. More supplements, more pills, bigger doses. But with vitamins, especially the three we've discussed, more can actually mean less. Because your body isn't just a container to be filled, it's a conversation. And in that conversation, balance is everything. Too much can confuse the message. The wrong form can muffle it. The wrong timing can make it go unheard altogether. Let's begin with the first mistake, taking vitamin D3 in the morning, often with coffee. It seems innocent enough, morning routines feel productive. But caffeine, though beloved, can interfere with the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like D3. It speeds up digestion and may block the enzymes needed for proper assimilation. Vitamin D isn't just about bones. It influences your mood, your immune system, even your muscle strength, especially overnight. Instead, try taking it in the early evening, ideally with a small meal that contains fat, like avocado, olive oil, or even a few soaked nuts. That simple shift can make a profound difference in how your body receives it. Next, magnesium. It's a mineral many are low in, yet most never notice the deficiency. Muscle cramps, restless legs, poor sleep, and even anxiety can all be quiet signs. But not all magnesium is equal. Magnesium oxide, the cheapest and most common form, is poorly absorbed. It often passes right through the digestive system, offering little benefit and sometimes causing loose stools or bloating. Instead, look for magnesium glycinate, known for its calming effect on the nervous system, or magnesium threonate, which crosses the blood-brain barrier and may support memory and mental clarity. These forms are gentler, more bioavailable, and far more effective for the body over 60. Then we come to B12. Many assume they're getting enough, especially if they eat eggs, dairy, or meat. But after age 60, something changes inside. Stomach acid begins to decrease, and with it, the ability to extract B12 from food. Even the best diet may not deliver what the cells need. That's why sublingual B12 placed under the tongue can be so transformative. It bypasses the gut entirely, entering the bloodstream directly. For those experiencing fatigue, brain fog, or mild tingling in the hands and feet, this small adjustment can spark remarkable improvements. And finally, the most overlooked truth: inconsistency is the great thief of progress. Many begin strong, a new supplement, a new hope, but forget a few nights, then give up altogether. Healing is not built from one heroic act. It doesn't arrive like lightning. It's more like the tide, gentle, steady, unwavering. It's the small, quiet actions repeated over time that whisper to the body, I'm here, I care, I trust you to rebuild. Every evening offers a choice: to scroll or to slow down, to collapse into sleep or to prepare for restoration. These three vitamins, D3, magnesium, and B12, are not just tools. They are invitations. Invitations to return to the body, to acknowledge what has carried you for decades, to say, with grace, I'm still here, I still care. There is a kind of strength that doesn't come from pushing, but from aligning. Aligning with your biology, with your breath, with your rhythm. These are not cures, they are companions. They walk beside your effort. They soften your struggle. And they whisper to your muscles, you are still strong. Let's try again. Tonight, choose stillness, choose nourishment, choose strength. Your legs remember the path. Now it's time to walk it again. Slowly, surely, powerfully. The return has already begun. And remember, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters, consistently, gently, night after night, until one morning you rise with strength, not just in your legs, but in your spirit. The floor feels steadier beneath you. Your steps, not rushed, not forced, but certain. Your knees no longer whisper complaints. Your spine greets the morning sun. You move not just with muscle, but with meaning. You catch your reflection and notice the heaviness in your eyes has lifted, not erased, but softened, replaced by something ancient and returning, vitality. You reach for the kettle, no stumbling, no gripping the counter, just movement, simple, fluid, sure. And in that moment, you realize it wasn't just your body that was healing. It was your hope, your trust in yourself, your belief that something could change, even now, especially now. Because healing doesn't just rebuild the flesh, it rekindles the fire behind your eyes and reminds you, you are still becoming.